Well, look who's back! David is back! Welcome back, man.
Thank you, thank you.
So it'll be an honor to have him back to start making a folded axe using leaf spring. So, do you want to show them that one?
This is from a pickup truck?
This is from a pickup truck. This is from a big truck. So the reason we're using two different materials is because leaf spring doesn't tend to like to weld to itself. So by using two separate ones, we're hoping that the materials are slightly different and that will help with the weld.
Yeah.
Now we did also make some tooling in the meantime to get us going for, as we prepared for this axe. And do you want to show that drift that we made?
The drift.
So as you can see, it's that kind of V shape for the axe handle. Also used just rebar to actually put that together. Yeah. Then we made a fullering thing that fits actually into that double sledgehammer hardy hole. So that'll be interesting to see if that works. Now we also made this thing, which is in the process of still being finished. As you can see, it's a bit of leaf spring as well from that big truck, and that's going to be like a cut-off tool eventually, but we're still working on that. Now David is it's the next day. Actually, David's on his way, so he'll join us shortly. So I might as well take that time to show you what we've done. This is basically a failure. We're going to call it a failure. We could carry on working with this, but we're going to redo it because what we did is we fullered. It's still a bit hot actually. I left it in the fire. We fullered in grooves, but the grooves are just not deep enough. So in order to save time, we're going to cut a V-shaped groove into each one, and then fuller it, as you will see now in a minute in the video, into a kind of a round shape, and that should just look a lot better. The reason why we're giving up on this one is because we also used, I don't know if you can see it here, we used this fuller to actually make grooves in there, and even though it worked on this one, when we actually folded it together, you can probably just about see we have these kind of like thin spots running all the way through the back end, and that's just probably never going to be strong enough. And it would have been okay to fuller just the outside, because as you can see it rounds it off nicely, but on the inside you get this kind of kink in it, which is not good. It did help with actually bending it, so it wasn't a bad idea in itself, but just for this purpose it was a bad idea. So anyway, let's carry on with the video. Just bearing in mind we're going to use the same piece of metal, same dimensions and everything, but just we're going to start afresh. Oh. Tell him about, come over here man, tell him about the one thing we forgot. We made these tongs. That was quite a bit of work, wasn't it? How long did it take us?
2 days.
2 whole days?
Yeah.
Well, it was like half days, 2 half days.
Not full days, but
close enough. Actually it was close enough. It took us ages basically. So there we are. We did take our times with it, and they're made for leaf spring, for that size to fit.
yeah,
So
thick, yeah.
nice and thick and heavy.
Yeah.
Actually what we did is we cheated, we welded, we stick welded these on, like leaving a big thick burr on it, and then we forge welded that down so you barely see the weld. You can just about see it there. So what was that? Rebar, 3 centimeter rebar.
Yeah.
All right, back to work. And just close it together, just light taps. And when this flying out, and yeah, that's hot enough.
Oh my god.
Okay, just gently spat. Come on, come on.
Mamma mia.
Okay, it's there.
Yeah. Yep.
Lightly, lightly. Let me just do it. Light taps.
Let me do it.
Okay,
I'll
you got
let
it.
you down.
No, you're fine. You're good. Okay, see, that's too hot. Yeah. Not too hot. That's it. That's
Okay.
wonderful. Well done. Good job.
Heat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good job.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's close enough. Okay. Go for it. Be careful. More. Faster. Yeah. Towards the edge. Yeah. There. Oh. Do.
Hot.
Okay, stop.
Okay, stop.
Yeah, good, huh?
Is it good?
Yeah, fantastic. Now it's just burned at the back a bit. Okay. Yeah, it's good, eh?
Wow.
Okay, one more time. Well done. Yeah. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Okay, so it is the next day. David had to go back to Australia, where he's basically doing he's a skiing instructor. What a hard word to say. And basically, I want to say a big thank you. Really appreciate the amount of help you gave and given. I couldn't have done it without you, to be honest, with the way my back is at the moment. And just getting it all basically fire welded up or forge welded up just helped immensely as well. So I really appreciate that. So power hammer time. That's the funkiest tool you probably ever see. Okay, so we had some, let me take these things out, then I don't shout so much. We've had some failure. Not big one, no. 3 little minor failures. The rest is a success. When I was drifting this, off camera I did 2 more times. I got a little bit of delamination there and there. That's to be expected. That's actually not bad. That's normally it can crack all the way open like that, and then you know it hasn't been forge welded whatsoever. Now when I was whacking that to straighten it, it also delaminated there, and I can see a line from there to there, and that tells me from here to that point there it's delaminated. So this area here is delaminated. Also we have a tiny delamination here, so kind of a half circle of delamination. Now I could grind it all out, but it would change the shape, especially this one would change the shape of the axe, and I'm not going to do that. What does it actually mean? It means very little to the functionality of the axe. It means that I need to just quench the very tip, which will give me about 20 years of use. So it's still highly functional, and at a later stage you know, even if I weren't to harden this, it's probably be hard enough to chop wood. It wouldn't hold an edge as long, but it would still be doable. So there we go. You know, I wasn't not going to show it to you. So what we're going to do now is normalize it 3 times. Bring it up to cherry red, let it cool. Bring it up to cherry red, let it cool. Bring it up to cherry red, let it cool. De-stresses all the hammering work we've done because we kind of squished everything together. Now we need to normalize it, de-stress it. And then we're going for the oil quench up to about there, that much. Okay, non-magnetic. Just to the tip. Of course, it's going to flame up. Let's move around. I'm just going to hold the tip in there just for a while because I don't want it to temper too far. I'm just going to wait until everything cools down a little bit. I didn't hear any cracks or anything, and I did stick it in a bit further. So I probably could have done the whole thing. I'm just going to go a little bit deeper. So I just gradually went in, you know, deeper, 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 deeper. So it probably will be okay. Just want to see. Oh, look at that! Ah, it's lovely. Can you hear that? Yeah. You know what? I've actually hardened the whole thing. There's plenty of heat in there to do that, so that's good. Now the next step is going to be just cleaning off the face. As always, got my angle grinder here. Now I'll just show you very quickly there. It's about 3 minutes later and you can just about barely see a bronze forming, dark bronze. Can you see it there? So as soon as it hits purple, I'm going to stick it back into the oil, cool it down again, and then just keep repeating that, grind it off, keep repeating that, and then basically after about 40-50 minutes it's plenty tempered. Now, and there we have it. We have a purple, even a slightly dark purple, and that's more than enough for making sure that the file will skate. I don't have my... It wants to bite in a little bit. That way you can actually sharpen the thing. So there we are. I'm just going to stand it upside down now, because most of the heat is actually here at the back. And I might even quench it in water in a minute. It's just that's still a bit hot. Okay, as you can see, it's getting way darker, and thanks for sticking with me on this video. It's going to be a long one because I do want to put a lot of information in there. Now, I'm really happy that I actually did harden pretty much the whole blade. The eye, of course, was sticking into the fire, so that's going to be soft. And especially because the insert is always going to be way hotter than the outside, but even there you saw that the fire skated on the outside, so definitely where the cutting blade is on the inside is going to be hard, and I'm really happy with that, because that means that in 10 years, 20 years time, I'll be grinding out those delaminations, and I still have a functional axe for a long time. So it was actually in a way a success after all. It didn't pop on me. So really pleased with that. Alright. Now, one thing I'll just show you the pattern one more time, because I think the last time it didn't really show up on camera, and it's very hard to show up anyway on camera. For those of you who don't know, this is the basically the bearded axe hatchet we made. It's a carving hatchet made from 4 different bicycle parts, Damascus steel, well, a type of Damascus steel anyway. And you can see just there, that's the nicest pattern in the actual hatchet, which is the lock. Is it gonna show? It's the lock, the bicycle chain lock, and the actual bicycle spokes. And it has obviously got some nickel in it, so it showed up really nice. Yeah, it certainly is stuck in there. Well, just kidding. Let's chop some wood. Now we turn this bit of leaf spring, bit of scrap basically, into this really functional tool. Really happy with our outcome. Even though we managed to forge weld together, well, 98% of it, of the actual leaf spring, that's an achievement in itself, and it's great to have that experience. So David, appreciate the help. Just once more I want to say that, and I hope you're enjoying teaching skiing down in Australia. By the time you watch this, you probably have started work. So that's it, concludes the video. Like it up, share it with your friends. If you're new to this channel, of course subscribe, hit the bell. And other than that, yeah, hope to see you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Right. Oh man, what a great little tool.